Open your mind.
Hey out there, this is Buzz with TheSurvivalBuzz. So this is going to be a viewer video. I'm hoping that you guys out there watching this can give me a little bit of intel on what you're seeing in your area with this. But like I've talked about quite frequently in a lot of my videos, it seems that mental health is really becoming a major issue with just mass population in general. And there's a lot of contributing factors to that. Oh man, everything from financial issues to, the jab that a lot of people did or didn't take, just the division with everybody. But I honestly think that majority of it is just financial burden at this point that is really plaguing everybody and becoming such an issue with crime and everything. So I was kind of curious of some statistics on it. And hey, you can only trust statistics so much. Who are they polling? And there's a lot of contributing factors to what the numbers can actually be. But overall, it's from what I read from 2021 to 2022. 21 was actually a worse year than 22 as far as violent crime and stuff. It's actually gone down supposedly. Of course, I'm curious to see the numbers on 2023 because it seems like everybody's lost their freaking mind this year. But with that in mind, the murder rates actually went up like over 4% for 2022 as opposed to 2021. And it seems like I'm starting to notice a trend with that, at least here where I'm at in Oklahoma. I live close to the big city, Tulsa. And the media and the news and everybody kind of paints this picture of just doom no matter what. It's all just to have a story and have people watch, and I get that. You see the same type of doomer stuff tried here on YouTube and other platforms, but I have noticed an uptick, it seems like, in murder, really, at least in Tulsa. Just crazy stuff going on. A lot of these homeless people are actually killing people now. And like I said, they're pretty mental, but you throw financial issues into the mix with just your average everyday Joe, even if they're not living on the street, they're just one short paycheck away from snapping on everybody, it seems like. But we actually had a murder here maybe a week and a half ago, and I take it as the person was homeless. They didn't say that in the news. They were very vague about a lot of the information. But you could pretty much tell by the mugshot that the guy was obviously homeless. But he actually stabbed another guy through the back of the head, came out his jaw with a flagpole with an American flag on it. And then stood around and waited to be picked up from the police and told him that the guy deserved it and he was happy that he did it. And my question is, what about all the people that were there that witnessed this, that called 911? It just seems like anymore, your fellow human being isn't really there to stick up for you at all. You see all these videos, people holding their cell phones up, watching a woman get beat or somebody get stabbed or whatever it may be, and everybody just films it. Nobody does a thing. And I honestly think that contributes a lot to the crime going up and things, is because the vast majority of people are just victims at this point. And most criminals can see that, really. And then you got the stuff now going on in California with like the flash mob, thefts going on where they're running in, stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise at knife point or whatever and leaving. And in places like that, like in California, even security that they have, their hands are pretty much tied because they're going to find themselves in a courtroom fighting for their life not to be in prison if they do anything. Fortunately, here in Oklahoma, I do armed security, and we have CLEAT. It's a law enforcement charter here in Oklahoma where we basically have to go through the same, basic steps that a police officer does. So we have a lot of well-educated people, security here, it seems like. not everybody, but most people, you know, you have to spend the money and go through the courses and get licensed and, you know, do, you know, credits and things like that to get your license renewed. So it's not like any average everyday Joe can just go down there and get a permit and walk around with a gun and be a security guard. But I'm definitely seeing in my area, at least when I work downtown in Tulsa, most of the police I deal with, most of the sheriffs I deal with nearly on a daily basis, you know, I have a lot of them even thank me for what I do, because they say they don't even have time for it. There's so many mental health issues, homeless issues, and just crime in general, that the police are so understaffed and so overworked, even in Oklahoma, that they are actually relying more on security, armed security, to help take care of problems and issues. And I'm noticing that all across town, whether it be downtown or mid Tulsa or wherever it may be, everywhere is hiring armed security now. And when I used to do this over a decade ago, you know, wearing a bulletproof vest was never even really thought of. Now it's practically mandatory everywhere, just because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I guess I just want some input on what you guys are seeing in your area. And like I said, you can take it with a grain of salt. As far as the news broadcasts and statistics don't really mean a lot in my mind. So if you guys could give me some insight on where you're at, what you're seeing in your area, it'd be helpful. Because I'm definitely seeing a lot more uptick in crime here, especially murder, it seems like, which is pretty sad that you can't even go anywhere without being armed. But unfortunately, that's the world we're living in now. So God bless y'all, and I will catch y'all on the flip side later.